What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel, bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the debut of a brand new character, which is going to be featuring Final Fantasy Advent Children's Kadaj. Now this is quite exciting because Kadaj originates from a movie and not an actual video game, so it's really cool to see a character from a movie being present in Dissidia Opera Omnia. But before we talk about Kadaj, if you guys are brand new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell. That way you guys are not missing out on future uploads. And if you guys enjoy what you see on this channel, be sure to hit that like button and share this video, as it does help me out. Don't forget, as always, to check out all of the fantastic resources out there for Dissidia Opera Omnia. Links will be down below in the video description as well as the pinned comments. And last but not least, don't forget to check out all of the rest of the fantastic content creators for this game. Without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the debut of Kadaj in Global Opera Omnia. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and talk about Kadaj. We're going to be taking a look at his full entire kit. Everything that I'm going to be talking about is assuming that you have everything maxed out for him. All the passives, all of the max limit breaks, realizations, all of that good stuff. So I'm taking this party here in this specific Lufenia for this demonstration. Let's just go ahead, and with Cloud we're just going to delay so then we don't get interrupted. Alright, and let's go ahead and talk about our boy Kadaj. So Kadaj's skill 1 is called Fusillade, and with all passives considered, gives him 6 total uses of the skill. It's going to be healing his own Brave by 20% of max Brave before he attacks, and then he delivers a 6-hit AoE melee Brave attack, plus AoE HP attack with a 60% increased Brave damage on a single target, dealing split HP damage, having 150% stolen Brave overflow, and it inflicts a 1 stack of Obsession on all enemies for 4 turns, and also grants him unconscious sentience to himself for 6 turns. Now that Obsession debuff, what this does is, first of all, this is something that's important to remember. It will reset to 1 stack on the target if Kadaj switches to another target. This can go up to a maximum of 5 stacks. At 1 stack, it's going to give a steal 50% enemy gained Brave. So what this means is that anytime the enemy would gain Brave, Kadaj steals 50% of it, which is actually pretty powerful if you ask me. At 2 stacks, it's going to have a 20% defense down. 3 stacks is going to have 20% attack down. 4 stacks, it's going to have 20% physical defense down. And then at 5 stacks, it's going to be triggering a follow-up attack called Eclipse after Kadaj uses any of his HP attacks. This is a 4-hit melee Brave plus HP attack with 120% stolen Brave and overflow, and then heals his own Brave by 30% of the HP damage that is dealt. Now the buff called Unconscious Sentience, this increases his own max Brave and attack by 40%. It also increases his own initial Brave by 30%, and it grants him a 40% Brave regen based on initial Brave, and it also grants him access to his Brave Attack++ and HP Attack++, Brave Attack++ being a 3-hit melee Brave attack, and it increases an existing Obsession on target by 1 stack, and then HP Attack++ is a 2-hit melee Brave attack plus HP attack with 120% stolen Brave overflow, also increasing any existing Obsession stacks on the target by 1. So let's go ahead and take a look at his skill 1 Fusillade right over here. There we go. And as you can see right there, if you're taking a look at that debuff that's present on the enemy target, it's gone up by 1 stack. So now we have the steal 50% enemy gain Brave, and as well as the 20% defense down. And it increases by 1 stack whenever Kadaj targets that enemy. Alright, so with Warrior of Light, let's go ahead and go into LD. Alright, and then with Cloud, let's just proceed with the constant delay for this demonstration. Alright, so here we are back to Kadaj. So So we're going to go ahead and talk about his skill 2 right over here. So his skill 2 is called Chaotic Slashes, and with all passives, it's going to have 8 total uses. This delivers a 4-hit melee brave attack plus HP attack delivered twice with 120% stolen brave overflow, dealing 20% HP splash damage. It also inflicts 1 stack of obsession on all targets for 4 turns, and also grants unconscious sentience to himself for 6 turns. So let's go ahead and take a look at that here. Very cool. So we get 2 HP dumps on that skill. Let's go ahead and just keep delaying the target here. Alright, and then next we're going to go into his C65 as well as his EX. So his C65 is called Set Obsession Slash. This has 2 uses and it delivers a 2-hit melee brave attack plus HP attack. And take a look at this. It inflicts 5 stacks of obsession on the target for 3 turns and also increases his own attack by 20% for 4 turns. And we're going to be focusing on that when I give you guys my personal take about why the C65 is very important for his kit. But let's go ahead and take a look at it here. Alright, and as you can see right here, now the target has 5 stacks of the Obsession debuff, which means that now every time Kadaj deals HP damage to the target, he's going to be triggering that follow-up attack. And now let's go ahead and talk about his EX skill, which is called Divinity, with max limit break and realization taken into consideration. This is going to have a normal recast speed, permanently increasing his own attack and max brave by 40%. At the quest start, it's going to grant him unconscious sentience for 6 turns, and it also fills his EX gauge to 80%. And then at the wave start, it will be inflicting 1 stack of obsession on all targets for 4 turns. And what this is going to do is heal his own brave by 20% of max brave before he attacks. It's also going to be reducing all targets brave to 0 unless they're already broken. And then he's going to deliver a 4-hit AoE melee brave attack plus AoE HP attack delivered twice with 180% stolen brave overflow, split HP damage. This will be dispelling 2 buffs from targets. It's going to inflict Stigma for 5 turns and 1 stack of Obsession for 4 turns, and granting Kadaj a free skill usage of his skill 1, skill 2, or C65 on his next turn. The Stigma debuff applies a Brave Sap effect by 10% of max Brave, a 20% attack down, and a 20% increased Brave damage taken. And get this, any debuffs that Kadaj inflicts become gold, and golden debuffs cannot be pushed off, nor can they be dispelled. So this is something that is very unique to Kadaj. He is the very first character that could inflict these golden debuffs. The A-type sphere unlocked from realizing his EX weapon is called Debuff Attack Boost Up. It increases the equipped character's max brave and attack by 5% while an enemy is debuffed. So let's go ahead and take a look at it here. That animation is going to give a lot of people feels because Sephiroth appears right next to him. If you've watched the Advent Children movie, you guys will understand why that animation is like that. Alright, let's do this with Warrior of Light, and then we're going to go right into the LD. Let's proceed in delaying. Alright, and as you can see, we have the free skill usage, so just for the heck of it, let's just use his C65. And as you can see, we got that trigger, which was awesome. Alright, so now what we're going to go ahead and do is talk about the LD. So his LD skill is called Engrave. At full max limit break and with the boards, you get 3 total uses out of this. This is going to permanently increase his own max brave and attack by 60%. He's going to be delivering a 4-hit melee brave attack plus HP attack, healing his own brave by 20% of HP damage dealt, and then delivering another 4-hit melee brave attack plus HP attack, and then healing his own brave by 20% of the HP damage dealt again, followed by another 4-hit melee brave attack plus HP attack with 200% stolen brave overflow, and this time this inflicts 4 stacks of Obsession for 4 turns, and it also grants Kadaj a special effect called Mother's Coffin for 12 turns. Now, Mother's Coffin special effect, what this is going to be doing is it increases his own attack up to 60%, his own stolen brave overflow up to 40%, and also heals his own brave up to 40% of the HP damage he deals, depending on the target's Obsession stacks. And those values that I just gave is assuming that Obsession is at 5 stacks. So let's go ahead and take a look at his LD skill Engrave right here. And we should get the follow-up. There it is. And as you can see right there, that little icon above Kadaj's head is Mother's Coffin, and now we have that special effect active on Kadaj. Now, recommended artifact passives if you plan on building Kadaj is going to be 3 copies of Attack plus 108 and 3 copies of Remnant up 2-star. Now, his HG armor with max limit break and realization is going to be lowering all enemies' initial brave, max brave, and attack by 10% and defense by 20%. And the brave damage dealt by Kadaj can exceed the limit of 9,999 by 12%, up to 12,998. And the held and brave and HP damage dealt by Kadaj can exceed the limit of 99,999 by 4%, up to 124,998. So after all this is said and done, we've taken a look at what Kadaj brings to the table with his entire kit. What is my personal take on Kadaj? So he is a debuffer who offers a very interesting style of play with his kit. He offers some very debilitating effects which help disrupt enemy offense, and being the first golden debuff character is great and can really come in handy when you're dealing with boss fights who just love to cleanse like there's no tomorrow. However, that being said, I do think Kadaj's kit is a little awkward and clunky, and his overall playstyle really revolves around the obsession stacks. You generally want to always keep it at 5, which makes his usability in multi-target fights a little less desirable, because remember, if he switches targets, he's going to reset the stacks to 1 on that other target. Now, the reason why I was talking about the C65 so heavily, or I was mentioning it when I was highlighting it when we were talking about it, is you can always use that on the free skill usage after using his EX, so then that way you automatically put the next target at 5, so in the event you have to switch targets, you're going to put that target at 5 stacks, you still have the full benefits of Obsession and his Stigma effect, and then afterwards you just take advantage of the follow-up attacks and all that good stuff. Now, another way to bring the stacks up to 5 right away is obviously going into his LD. It inflicts 4 stacks of Obsession, which is still pretty good, and then you also get to activate that Mother's Coffin effect. So Kadaj is a character that I feel requires a bit of finesse to play. He's not very straightforward at all, but he could be very good as long as you maintain his Obsession stacks. Now, if you're looking for a unique offensive debuffer to bring to your party, then I think Kadaj maybe might be a character for you, as he does have some potent debilitating effects behind his skills. However, if you're somebody that just likes to be more straightforward, you're like, you know what, I want this character to just deal damage and apply debuffs, done and done, then maybe Kadaj is not a character for you, because while he is cool and unique and he's by no means lackluster whatsoever, there are characters that I feel like are already better than him in some sense, where they're a lot less, they're a lot less complicated, they're more straightforward, and they can get the job done, which is to debilitate with their very powerful debuffs and help your party deal as much damage as possible. But Kadaj, I think he's a cool pickup. He's a movie character that came out of Final Fantasy Advent Children, so if you love Final Fantasy Advent Children and you want to have a chance to actually use and play as Kadaj, then this might be the character for you. I know there's a lot of fans of this character, but just note that he does require a bit of finesse to play, and I do feel his overall kit is a little awkward and clunky to work around with. Alright, so the banner that is going to be coming out for his event is going to feature his LD EX 35 and 15. If you're missing Golbez's BT, this is another chance for you to go at it. Maria and Alice are going to be the returning EX only characters at this point. Maria later on does get her LD, which is actually a really good LD, when Kadaj's Lost Chapters comes out. So if you're planning on saving and you're not really interested in this banner now and you want to get Kadaj later, the Lost Chapters banner for Kadaj is going to have his LD and Maria's is actually quite good. So something to think about, if you guys are preparing for the future. But all in all, I think Kadaj is a fun character. If you're looking for somebody fun with a little bit of finesse, that requires finesse to play but can be very, very strong, then like I said, maybe this is the banner for you. It all depends on your resources and how you want to plan ahead, when it comes to like future banners and things like that. Alright guys, well this is going to go ahead and conclude my video for Kadaj. Hopefully this video helps you guys out in preparing for his event coming soon to Global Opera Omnia. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan signing out. Mahal everyone.